With the way things are skyrocketing in Nigeria, is it how many of us can actually live with just one source of income in this country, in this economy, with the way you wake up every day and things are just increasing, prices are increasing. It's becoming very alarming. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Chad Lee and you are welcome to my space. So let's get right into it. Today is going to be like more of a serious conversation because this is something that I have been interested in talking about for a while now. I've been interested in discussing, talking about this because this is something that is very close to my heart. And some weeks back, I was having a conversation with my husband about this same topic that we're about to talk about. And I told him I wanted to talk about this in my YouTube video, but for some reason, I just didn't know how to come about it. I was trying to figure out a way to effectively communicate my feelings and my thoughts process about this whole video without really digressing too much or missing the whole point. And I have been like dangling with the thoughts for a while. 2 days ago, me and my husband were sitting there in the living room, and then I actually was going through my WhatsApp status and I saw my friend had posted something which I'm going to read to you guys. And it says African parents will stifle a child's creativity and then years down the line be asking, how about that thing you had been trying to pursue? You killed it, ma. You and conformity to society. And I'd want to say this is one of the biggest issues that we have in Africa. It's like an issue. I don't know if it was intentional or unintentional, but like there are a lot of things that our parents have done back then that have a huge effect on our life and our worldview right now. And even in terms of career choices, the type of career choices we make and all that. As a child growing up, I remember it being like a huge thing where parents, like when I was in junior secondary school and I was about to enter the senior secondary school, we had this thing about science or arts. And if you remember, as an African person, they make you feel like if you wanted art or if you're an art student, then you were not smart enough. But if you're a science student, then you were smart enough. I can't tell you how many people growing up I saw that were in a field or doing science courses that they didn't belong there. Like, could clearly see that they didn't belong there, especially as a Nigerian, whereby if you're not doing engineering or doing medicine or doing nursing in engineering, medicine or law in Nigeria, it's as if you're not doing other courses don't even apply. That was like the thing back then. It was always like those three major courses. Your parents wanted you to do those courses, and then if you don't do those courses, then that means like you've not made it in life. I don't understand what it is about that those three courses that make them feel like those are the most important courses that people have to do. But it has been an issue for us in Africa. And they would brag about, oh, my son is a doctor, my daughter is an engineer, or this, as if the other field or the other profession. So you grow up as a child already having self-confidence that you are struggling. As a child, when I was in primary school, there was one thing that I struggled with, and that was my academics. In my primary school, I wasn't the best academically, but I was very skilled and I was very creative. I loved to dance, I loved crochet, I loved a lot of things that were art related. And I remember growing up, like, I would go for birthday parties and I would dance, like, and I would win birthday, all those gifts. You remember back then in Nigeria, I don't know if they do it right now, but back then you go to birthday party, you would dance, do a competition, then they would give the winner. And I would win, and I would remember vividly, like, literally, people would laugh at me at home and they'll be like, or they'll even make fun of me. They'll say, oh, school, you know, if na dance, now only dance, those type of things. And I had so much self-esteem, like so much low self-esteem during that period of time. I felt like there was something wrong about me wanting those things. And so when by the time I entered secondary school, I had to like drop anything that had to do with arts, anything that I loved. I love to draw. I love to crochet. I love a lot of creative things. I'm very skilled with my hands. So even if you give me something that I don't really know, just give me very little time, I would learn very fast. Unfortunately, there are lots of things that I've missed. I can't remember the last time I even drew because they made me feel like it was of no importance. And but right now we can see a lot of people that are coming up in the Nigerian industry, especially when it comes to content creation and other stuff, where we have people that did not even go to school, like they don't even have an education, they've not even finished their education, and they're earning more than people that are doctors or people that are lawyers. We have a lot of people that are earning way more than those people. Like you go to school and you spend 7 years, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with having an education, but my emphasis is on the importance of making sure that you build that creativity. You help your child to understand where they're strong in, and then you encourage them to grow in that area, instead of having an idea of what you expect your child should to do, or what you think your child should be, and then you force that child to conform to, your ideologies, just because you want to look good to the society. For example, my husband is an animation filmmaker and a 3D artist, and he doesn't even use his certificate at all. He just has it sitting somewhere, and he has been able to win awards in like different places like the US and other parts of the world, and has made an impact in his own field, in his own career, and he's doing well in his own field because he chose that field, and he had passion for it and he went for it. Some of us as adults had to grow up and start relearning what our hobbies are, what we like, what we enjoy, and that has been a hard one. You see in our society now, where when you tell someone that you don't drink, and you don't club or you don't party, and they ask you, okay, what do you do, what do you do for fun? There's so much to life than fun, like than drinking and going clubbing. There's so much hobbies, there's so much things that you can do. You can read a book, you can travel. I love to travel. I discovered traveling when I went to school. I discovered how much I love traveling when I was a child. Not really a child, a teenager. I was trying to look for admission. It took a while before I got admission. So when I went to get admission, I applied for admission in a university here in the northern part of Nigeria, in ABU. And unfortunately, I didn't get. So I was trying to do like damage control, I would say. I went to meet the secretary and I was like, please, is there any way he can help me? Because I got very good scores. I applied for nursing. I had like 260 something in my JAM score. My post UTME was also really good, my exams. And I was kind of hoping that you would get, if you are in Nigeria, you know how hard it is for us to even gain admission, even if you pass. And I remember going there, and the man had told me that he sorry, he can't do anything about it, and he removed money and he handed it over to me. He was like, I'm sorry, I can't help you, but here's transport, you can go home. And I was so excited because at that time, that was when I got interested in learning how to play an instrument, and I was interested in learning how to play guitar specifically. So I would go and learn from a friend who ended up being my husband. But I would go and learn from him, and I would come home and then I'll forget. So in my mind, I was like, it's because I don't have something to keep practicing. So when I got that money, the money I got was around the money I needed to get my guitar. And when I got the money, I got home and I was excited. I told my mom, and she was like, hey, can you borrow me this money? Now, if you are a Nigerian, you know that if your parents say, can you borrow me this money, you're not seeing that money again. You guys, I cried. I told her, I was like, no, I need to buy my guitar. I need this money. And she was like, why are you talking as if I'm not going to give you the money? Now, mind you, it wasn't like she had an issue with me learning how to play any instrument. She was supportive. She allowed me to go learn. But I don't think she really understood how important those things were to me. She just felt it's not school, so it's not important. So because of that, I wasn't able to, fully go into learning how to play guitar. I cried about it, and she too collected the money, and you guys, I never saw that money. Long story short, I never saw that money again. And that was how, that died. And I finally got admission, I think a year later, and then I went to school and I never learned how to play. Till this day, I don't know how to play anything, any form of instrument. And that was really sad. I felt really bad about it. It was something that, I was really interested in. It was something that I really had passion for. But I felt like my mom didn't see the importance of me learning that, because she felt if it wasn't school. Even when I was going to school, I learned how, how to make hair. I was interested in doing that because I like to earn outside just going to school. I wanted to be able to earn and all that. I was at home for 5 years before I got admission and went to school. 5 years is a very long years, and for that whole 5 years, I never really got to do anything. I didn't learn any skill. I didn't learn anything or any form of business or anything. I was at home for 5 years, just waiting and believing for admission and all that. Now, if like if my mom had understood the importance of learning, giving a child skill and learning how to and allowing a child to be skillful, then probably I would have been able to have established a business even before I went to school. Now you have African children who finish, especially in Nigeria, where you have to finish your university, and then after your university, you go through your service, after service, and then you are home and you don't even know what to do with your life. You don't have any skill. You have to start learning how you have to start figuring out plan B, because the government isn't hiring, and you realize that you're on your own after you've been issued it through service and the university, and spit out. You have to figure out how to sort yourself out. It's very frustrating, and then it's like you have to go back and start learning things, start learning different skills, when it's something that your parents should have encouraged from the beginning. You don't have to finish school and then start figuring out life. You can figure out life as you are going through that process. But it seems like our parents didn't understand that. And I understand that during their period, it was like education was very much important. But how much do they even pay? I I read nursing in school. If you read anything medical related, you can attest to how much nurses and doctors are paid in Nigeria. With the way things are skyrocketing in Nigeria, is it how many of us can actually live with just one source of income in this country, in this economy, with the way you wake up every day and things are just increasing, prices are increasing? It's becoming very alarming. And so you have children that only know one thing, and that's books. They only know their education. They only know how to go to school and read and pass. And then they finish, they're done with school, and then the system fails them and they're just lost. They don't know what to do. I have friends that are academically smart, they're freaking smart people, and in all walks of life. But I remember a friend of mine telling me, chat, if anything ever happens to my brain, I don't know what to do, because I don't have any kind of skill. Like, if anything ever happens to this degree I'm doing, I don't know what to do. I don't have any other plan B. I don't have anything to fall on. I don't know how to do business. I don't have any skill. I don't have anything that I'm good at, any talent that I'm good at that I would say I can fall back on. This is the only thing I have. And I remember her telling me how her parents kept reinforcing her to just focus on school and only school alone. They never allowed her to do any other thing outside school because they felt it was a waste of time, which is a very sad reality for us as citizens of Africa, I would say, because I feel like Africans, we are the ones that actually experience this more often. In other parts of the world, they have more opportunities than we do in terms of figuring out what they want to do with their lives, figuring out their skills and their passion and following it. But in Nigeria, it's as if your parents will won't tell you they won't pay your school fees, or they won't leave the house safe if you're not going to do what they expect you to do. I feel like as a continent, as Africans, there are a lot of things that we need to change in our thinking, in our mindsets, and it starts with us. We need to do better for the generation that are coming. We need to be encouraging. We can't allow what happened. We can't allow the mistakes our parents made. We can't allow them to keep repeating itself in our children, in the generation to come. I'm so happy to see now that there are actually people that are very much in support of their children being artistic, and they are encouraging. I remember my guardian, my family in Uganda, where I stayed, they were very encouraging and supportive of their children's skills. Like, all their children had their own strong points, strong areas, and they were very encouraging and they were very supportive. They actually pushed them to kind of grow in that area. They had one that was good with English, like linguistics. They had one that was a good mathematician. And I remember one of them that I relate so much to him because of he's one of the most creative boys I've ever seen. He can pick anything and he can create something out of literally anything, whether it's cardboard, whether it's paper. It's so good to the point that his parents are so encouraging, to the point that anytime he opens, like anytime they are done with something, you always ask him, would you need this? Be it foil paper, be it and tissue, whatever it is, he would figure out a way to make something creative out of it. And his parents are very supportive of it. And I love to see that. I love to see Africans now coming up and allowing their children do what they need to do, or even learning now, unlearning a lot of things now. I'll talk about my generations and the Gen Z. I'm a millennial, so I'll talk about Gen Zs and the millennials now are unlearning and trying to learn more about how best to, you know, like there's life outside your education. Your education does not define you. Whether you're an art student or you're a science student does not define who you are, does not define if you are smart or not. There are people that graduated with first class and are out here in the streets and they are struggling because they don't know what to do. They don't know where life is going to take them. They don't know where to which direction life is going to take them. And we have people that graduated with third class and they are doing well in life. So I feel like it's very important for us to change our mindset, to allow our children be who they are supposed to be, to help for us to help them grow in their skills, to help them grow in different areas of their lives, so that they can grow to be adults that enjoy passion, they enjoy leisure, they enjoy doing what they need to do, and they understand um that life is way more than what their position in school as students or as even children. And it is also important for us not to give our children conditional love. Your children are only good children because of they are doing well in the field you expect them to be in. If your child has a first class, then that child is your favorite child. But that one that is struggling academically isn't your favorite child. That's also another issue that we have a lot in Africa. And we should work on that because a lot of us grew up with so much damage when it comes to academics, so much trauma. My mom, fortunately for me, my mom read education in school. So she was able to see that, okay, the system at which I was being taught wasn't best for me. And so excuse me, she kind of had to figure out a way to teach me so that I would be able to assimilate. And I thrived since then. Like I've never struggled with my academics ever since then. But not everyone is fortunate enough. So it is important for us to stand up as a generation and try to help the future generation. Let them not grow up and meet the same thing. Let them not have to go struggle through life just like how we struggle through life. I want you to let me know in the comment section if you've ever experienced something like this, something similar to what I'm talking about. Did you have any skill, any talent that you feel like your parents have in one way or the other killed, whether it was intentionally or unintentionally? Just let me know in the comment section. And like I said, we need to do better for the future generation. That will be it for this video, guys. Let me know if you want to see more videos like this. I have a lot, and let's just discuss, and let's not only just discuss but try to apply it in our life. That will be it for this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.